Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Chad, bringing you all another video, man. And in this video, we're going to be talking about American Airlines canceling thousands of flights. I believe it was like 2,000 flights canceled or so. So what we're going to be doing here, I just have an article here from NBCnews.com. But before we even, get to that, with the other airlines, Southwest Airlines, they canceled their flights, and now we're seeing American Airlines cancel theirs. And I've already seen where the mainstream narrative for this is bad weather conditions. Now, with the Southwest Airlines compared to American Airlines, Southwest said the same thing, bad weather. But then it came out that even the Southwest CEO is like, yo, the vaccine mandates is why pilots aren't showing up, and they're, doing a stick out or walk out. They're not going for the mandates. That's why we had to cancel flights, and it's because of Biden's mandates, and we're not really with the mandates. And then
I've never been in favor of corporations imposing that kind of a mandate. I'm not in favor of that, never have been. But the executive order from President Biden mandates that all federal employees and then all federal contractors, which covers all the major airlines, have to have a mandate, a vaccine in place by December the 8th. So we're working through.
They ended up rolling back their vaccine mandates of those who aren't vaccinated will either be fired, those who aren't vaccinated won't receive pay, or I'm not even sure what they even said. Bottom line is, the vaccine mandates were the reason, not bad weather. So just off rip, we're going to read the, we're just going to, I don't know why my Bluetooth speaker started up, but we're going to go ahead and read the NBC News article here. And I'm just going to kind of skim through it just because it's a lot of stuff that's just irrelevant. Me and you watching this, we already know what the truth is, but we're going to see what their excuses for it are, all right? So more travel chaos for American Airlines as over 300 flights canceled Monday. The airline has now canceled more than 2,000 flights since Friday, citing bad weather and staffing shortages. So then we're going to keep going down here. Travel hassles continued for American Airlines passengers Monday as the carrier canceled more than 300 flights, bringing its total number of cancellations since Friday to over 2,000. This is about the same amount of cancellations as Southwest Airlines had. There were 376 canceled American Airline flights as of 1:30 p.m. Monday, representing 13% of the airline's scheduled flights, according to the flight tracker site Flyware. Another 375 flights were delayed. It said choose another flight, but they don't have flights available. Passenger Monica Velez, who did not get a text that her flight back home to Detroit was canceled until she arrived at Miami International Airport. I have work Monday and I have a 9-year-old at home, she said. The airline has cited staffing shortages and bad weather for the disruptions to its schedule. On Saturday, American Airlines Chief Operating Officer David Seymour said in a staff note obtained by CNBC that the problems began with high wind gusts Thursday that cut runway capacity at its hub at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, creating a domino effect that resulted in crew members unable to be in position for their next flights. Pilot and flight attendant availability was listed as the reason for most of the cancellations on Saturday and Sunday, according to internal tallies. So we have the airlines, they're canceling all these flights, and they cited to high wind gusts. Now, let's just use our common sense here. We're going to do just like we did with the Southwest Airlines, right? Okay, let's say there were high wind gusts, right? Why was American Airlines the only airline that was canceling flights? If the wind gusts were that high, shouldn't technically Delta not be in the air, Southwest not be in the air, JetBlue, Frontier, Spirit? Just American Airlines is affected by high gusts. And even when I saw the news today, they were like, yeah, American Airlines canceled thousands of flights due to, high wind gusts. And then the next thing they said is, and they've been having a recent staffing shortage. And I was like, now they want to give the truth, the staffing shortage. Now, part of me makes me think this staffing shortage is due to the vaccine mandates, just like Southwest Airlines. But for some reason, there's no one communicating that through the mainstream, news or from the actual American Airlines CEO and them. They don't want to say that. All they said is there are staffing shortages. Now, when you think about the staffing shortages, The only time I saw staffing shortages happen, because this hasn't happened before, we have had no staffing shortages from Southwest or American Airlines. But when these vaccine mandates have come forth and people aren't trying to do the mandate, then now we have these staffing shortages and now these weather problems that are causing only one airline to stop working. You know, if the weather was so bad, we would see all the flights be canceled, not just one airline. And you see how it's like a domino effect. It's going one by one. They're going to Southwest, then they're going to American Airlines, then they're going to Delta. And what's crazy, I think what's really going on is these airlines are trying to push out these flights as much as possible, but they're realizing like as the staffs get shorter and shorter and shorter because they're not going with the mandates, then eventually they get to the point of we have to do mass cancellations. And by that point, it's like, wow, it's a mass cancellation. You feel me? All right. So Seymour said that most customers will be rebooked the same day and he expected operations to stabilize in the coming days. But the blip has raised questions ahead of the busy holiday travel season. In recent months, other airlines too have had to cancel hundreds of flights as a result of staffing shortfalls. Southwest Airlines in October canceled more than 2,000 flights, which said it cost $75 million. Now, when Southwest did it, it cost them $75 million for like one day or one weekend. These airlines are not finna take. We're living in a capitalist society. We live in America. These airlines are not finna take a L when it comes to that bag. They need their money now. When Southwest Airlines lost 75 million over one weekend, what happened next? The CEO came out, just like I said earlier, and said, "We don't agree with these mandates. Biden's forcing us to do this." And then what happened a little bit later? They rolled back the vaccine mandates and said, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because they know their pilots and their flight attendants are not going to go for that. They're just going to walk out. You can't just find new pilots overnight. Hey, man, yeah, you know, Jimmy John, he just left the job. Hey, you the backup pilot, you second string pilot, come on and come in. No, it doesn't work like that. Air travel saw a short rebound in the spring, but many airlines have still been running on skeletal staffing, having offered voluntary buyouts or leaves of absences to thousands of employees when the pandemic brought their industry to a halt. I'm going to keep going. Carriers are working to ramp staffing back up. Seymour said that 1,800 American airline flight attendants will be returning from leave starting Monday and that the rest will be back by December, CNBC reported. So they're claiming that these people would be back. And what's really going on is, you know, behind closed doors, I feel like, I'm not sure, this is just my speculation. Behind closed doors, they're really like, yo, we have these vaccine mandates. We really need you guys to fly these flights. We really need the pilots. We really need the flight attendants. We really need you guys. You know, we don't really agree with these mandates. So we're going to try to work around with you all and make sure that you guys, you know, aren't missing pay. You'll have your jobs. As long as y'all just please come back and fly the planes. Please come back and be flight attendants. You feel me? And so that's why they're like, yeah, these people are going to come back by then because the airlines, the CEOs and stuff have no choice. Either they lose out on the bag or they do mandates that disregard people's freedom. Now, they can say, yeah, bump the bag. We're going to do this stuff. We're going to implement these mandates. But them implementing the mandates is causing these staffing shortages, which is also causing these pilots and flight attendants not to operate the plane. So they can implement these egregious or egregious types of rules and regulations, you feel me? But as a result, they're not going to get the outcome that they want because the people are not going to do what they're telling them they have to do. So in return, it's going to end up just turning into, we tried to implement it, the people revolted and stood up for it, so we're going to go back on that policy and y'all get back to flying the plane so we can get to the bag again like we were supposed to. That's literally what's going to happen. And it's even come out, you know, I saw the news earlier today too. They said, you know, first responders like police officers, firefighters, healthcare workers in New York, they're all calling out sick. They're all not showing up to work. And, you know, they're just walking out and stuff because they're still, the news even literally said they're holding their ground against these vaccine mandates. They're holding the line. They do not want to cave in to these mandates. And a lot of, you know, first responders all over the U.S. have been calling in sick every day. Yeah, I'm sick. Yeah, I'm sick because of the vaccine mandates. And we're going to see this happen across a lot of different industries. You know, you have the select few In sports, like Kyrie Irving. Who else recently? Ice Cube recently did it. And then you have Southwest Airlines pilots and flight attendants. You now have American Airlines pilots, flight attendants. You have the police officers in Chicago. You got the healthcare workers in New York, the firefighters and first responders in New York. This is going to keep happening. Anytime they try to implement these mandates, you're going to always have different pockets of people, whether it's organized or disorganized, to say, nah, we're not going for this. You locked us down for months. You told us to wear a mask and it would be over. You then told us to wear 2 masks and it would be over. You then told us you have to get the vaccine to wear a mask, it would be over. You then told us those who are vaccinated can go back to normal and it would be over. Then you told us, no, we got to put back on the mask when it be over. Then you said you have to have the shot. Then you said you're going to lose your job if you have the shot. Then you said you can't travel if you don't have the shot. Then you said we can't go to indoor dining. We can't do fitness. We can't do this. We can't. We're sick of it. And that's how you end this pandemic. This pandemic has gone on 2 years, bro. 2 years. I forgot the other day, like I was thinking like, yo, where did my years go? I exited 2019, graduating college. And next thing you know, I don't remember what happened. We have done 2 years of being in COVID, and it's honestly felt like life has been put on pause, and like I've been living like in a twilight zone while all this woke stuff is happening and people are losing their jobs and airlines are being canceled and stuff like that. And it's like, when is this going to end? This COVID will end when the people say it is over. When the people say we are no longer listening to you all, we're going to do what we want to do, COVID's over. Until that point comes, we're going to still be in the pandemic. And we see now that COVID is over for those certain industries where the people are like, we're no longer doing this. And that's what's happening with the airlines right now. But anyways, man, this is just reminding me of the Southwest Airlines video that I did. They can claim it's bad weather. We all know it's staffing shortages due to the mandates that are in place, causing the people to not agree, which in return literally is a self-fulfilling prophecy of, we have a staffing shortage. Why? Because you implemented mandates that caused the people not to want to follow them, which caused them to leave and walk out of the job, which causes your staffing shortages. It's so simple. 1 + 1 = 2. We do quick maths around here, you feel me? But anyways, man, this has been your boy Chad. Leave a comment down below if you have any. Thank you all to everyone who has recently watched the video. You guys have been going crazy on my recent content, with the likes, the views, the comments. Like I said, I try to respond to all comments if I feel like a comment back is necessary, which I feel like most are, because I want everybody to feel heard. Because over here on my channel, I try to make sure everybody's heard. I'm not just going to leave your comments out to dry and just let everybody talk to themselves. I will give back my feedback, But anyways, man, this has been your boy Chad. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'm out. Peace.